Boom. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. Let's take a few notes here. The section 7.1, chapter 7. We've been talking about home improvement, talking about buying appliances. So that was the stuff we talked about yesterday. You had a Google question of the day. Yesterday was if you used a credit card, how much money would you overspend for something, and that's what we're doing in the homework assignment today. That's kind of purchase pricing. It's not just finding a price and just paying it out with taxes. It's actually what would it be with with a credit card. So
you showed us not to use a credit card.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm showing you, and I'm doing that again today. You have 5 problems in your homework today. That's it, and it's due Friday. 5. It's pretty quick. I do want you on every single problem to use tax. So that's something you're going to have to remember to do. You have to tax the object that you're buying, so the appliance. So
just like what we did yesterday for the daily question.
Yep. It's exactly the same type. So it should be super simple. So you need a calculator. So if you need to borrow one, let me know. I'll get you one.
When you times it by 1.07.
Yep. So I'm showing you that right here. So now what I did here yesterday. This was if you were to just make those minimum payments. We're not going to do that today. I just want to know straight up how much would you pay over like a 2-year period for if you used a credit card. Okay, this was like showing you the payment style. So at first that 1.07 was the tax. So it was actually an $856 item. Then I made my minimum payment. The annual interest rate kicked in. I made my payment. Annual interest rate kicked in. And I was just showing you like the price is going down, but it's going down super slow. So it's not, you're spending a lot of money on this object if you're to make minimum payments. So it was that idea like don't use a credit card unless you can pay it off at the end of the month. Like buy gas, that's it, pay it off. You build up credit by doing that. Or just not have a credit card. That's a better idea.
But then you can't get a house.
You can still get a house. You're not going to purchase a house on a credit card, but it does build up. It does help your credit score. So that's something that my other class has talked about. Obviously, is that your credit score is this fictitious number that a bank comes up with that tells your reliability, whether you can pay loans back and whether you're trustworthy. So over time you have to develop your credit score. So credit scores can go from a range of like 400 up to I think the highest I've ever heard is 850. I think I can go higher, but I think 850 is about kind of where you peak. But the better your credit score is, the better loan you get. So your interest rate on your loans, if you take out a loan, would be a lower percent, which is a totally broken system to me. People that have money, why are you giving them a lower interest rate than somebody that has no money? I don't know. So it's just one of those things. So, but it's based on trustworthiness. So it's whether you can pay bills back. So what affects your credit score? You miss a payment on anything. Your cell phone, your medical bills are big. Student loans, anything, or a mortgage. If you miss a payment, it affects your credit score. So make sure that you're aware of that. It's not a good thing to check your credit score, once a year. It's not a good thing. Let it go a few years and then check it, because the more you check your credit score, it affects it. It shows that you're unreliable. It's this weird fictitious thing that they come up with. There's 3 or 4 different types of companies that affect your credit score. There's like major corporations, and each corporation affects a different aspect of your life. Home loans, auto loans, student loans, and credit cards and all that. So there's 3 major companies you have to check with. So, but yeah, it's kind of a big thing, and it's hard to rebuild that credit score if you have a really bad score. It takes years. So it's one of those things like be super cautious when you take loans out. Can you pay it back? If you lose your job, can you still pay it? That type of thing. So be careful of those situations. So, but let's jump right into an actual problem here. This is the formula that we're using today. It's the same formula that we had yesterday. So I'm going to make up a new problem here just so you can see this. Okay. Now, this is the example I think we did yesterday on that $800 item, right? It was the same item I did earlier. It's $800, and then we did I think the interest rate we did was 24%. We did it for just 1 year. I'm going to make up a new problem today. So this is the one we did yesterday.
Is that first letter in the parentheses, is that an L or an I?
It's a 1.
Oh, it's a 1.
Where are we at?
Up top.
That's a 1. Yeah, 1. Yep. There's a 1. 1 plus. Yep. Good question. Good question. So, all right. So I'm going to leave that up there. I'm going to probably do a new problem here, so I'll probably get rid of this stuff. Remember, we're going to apply taxes to every problem today. before we begin. So this 800 will change on your problem. So you have to look at your price, apply the tax, and then we'll go into this formula. And we'll plug that number in there. So it's pretty easy. If you have a calculator, it's a quick thing. I'm just going to do one problem today. That's all I'm going to do. So really pay attention. If you need more, let me know. Then I'll do another one if we need to. But I'm planning on just doing one and then turning loose and give you some time, because I know we're out of here at like 9:20 or something like that. So, okay, we're good? Okay, let's jump right in. Let's do a quick thing. I'm going to get rid of this problem here. Let's get rid of that problem and let's do a new one. So I'm just going to make up something. So let's say we're going to go out and we're going to buy those new Apple headphones. You really like those AirPod Maxes, those super expensive headphones.
$500.
Yeah, they're like $599. So you're going to go out and buy those $599 Apple headphones. Okay. When you go to Apple, they give you free shipping, obviously, but you have taxes in your state. Our taxes in Iowa, I think, are 7% still. I don't think it has changed. So we're going to multiply by 1.07. That's going to add our taxes. So say it again.
$640.93.
$640.
So you're already paying almost $50 more.
Yeah, because of tax. Every state has a tax. Iowa's 7%. If you go to like New York, it's 13. If you go to California, I think it's like 11. I think Montana or it's Utah or something has 0% tax. That's why a lot of people buy a lot of very expensive items in those states.
Doesn't Minnesota like not have tax on clothes?
Yep. Minnesota doesn't have tax on clothes. Iowa doesn't have tax on like fresh produce. So there's like different states have different things. So yeah, so people go to different states to buy certain things like clothes in Minnesota. Right? We're close to the borders.
What percent are you doing?
So okay, so for a credit card, so this is the item we're buying, $640. Let's do a 16% credit card. So because the credit cards can range, and let's do 16%. So so plugging this into my formula. So we have A equals 640.93. That was the price of my headphones. 1 plus, now we're doing 16% interest on the credit card. So 0.16, because again, you have to move that decimal over 2 spots for 16%. Divide by 12, because we're doing 12 months of a year. Now, this is where it comes down to. How many years are we going to go for the number that goes up here in the power? We're going to go, let's go over a 3-year process. So we're going to pay our credit card over 3 years. So now, where all these numbers come from? The 640, that is the price of my headphones with tax. This 16% was my credit card percentage, my annual credit card percent. This is how many months are in a year, and then how many years we're going to pay this thing back. Maybe you don't make $600. Maybe you're just like, over time, you're just trying to pay it back. Okay? So you're just doing little minimum payments. Maybe this is the only thing you put on your Apple credit card, right? So, and you're going to pay it over 3 years. I don't recommend doing this. So you'll see why here in a minute. So yeah, so we're gonna do the numbers here in a second. So these were expensive headphones anyways. I probably wouldn't have bought them anyway. Anyway, let's go through the numbers here. So 0.16 divided by 12. That number turns out to be 0.0133333333. A bunch of numbers up there. Okay. Yep. So that's that 0.16. That's my 16% divided by 12. And then up here in the power, I have 36. Okay, does that make sense where all my numbers are coming from so far?
And then you do the
Yep. So
1.0.
yep. So we're going to add these two numbers together. I know that decimal went across my screen, but we're going to put it to the 36 power. So this number here to the 36 power. So again, how you do that on a calculator. So I'll show you on mine. Not that. That was Instagram. Don't want that. We don't need that. Here we go. All right. So on a calculator, I'm taking my number, whatever it is, that 1.03. I'm going to use a little caret symbol. So that's a little caret symbol. Every calculator has it. On my little calculator, it's on the left side of your calculator over there. Then you type in the 36. And it tells me that number, 1.61. That's what everyone should be getting, right? Something in that ballpark. Oops, sorry, you can't even see it. So 1.61.
You finally got a new big calculator.
Yeah, I did. And then, so that number, 1.61, 0765, right? All right, we have a bunch of numbers crossed, and then we're going to take that times the 640.93. So, hey, we actually have people joining. Excellent.
1,032, 5104, 13.
Okay, 1,032, 39, basically.
13.
I had 39. Maybe I didn't go as many decimal places as you did. There we go.
1032,
39.
5104.
Yeah, there's a bunch of decimals, yeah. All right. Question.
No, I got 51. I got 51.
There? 5-1?
Yeah.
I wonder if you went more decimal places than me. Did I type it in wrong? Hold on. Work in progress here, people. Put that to the 36 power. I got 6-1. That's 0.16 divided by 12. You add that to the number 1.
Got 0.61.
Yeah, I got 0.61. Is that what you guys are entering in your calculator? Can I see it? Can I see one of your calculators? Let me see that. Okay, there's a setting that's not, it's rounding it off. 6 divided by 12. Yeah. So you had it right. You add that to the number 1. And then you put it to the 36 power. 36 power. I still got the right number. Somebody's alarm's going off. Somebody go get it. Whose phone? No one's phone?
Nobody's gonna go up there.
no one's claiming that phone? They're all embarrassed by the ringtone?
This year is the,
Oh,
whoever has that
alright.
phone needs to turn off that and change it to.
Is the big man calling?
Okay, alright. Well, hopefully you didn't snooze it, hopefully you turned it off. So, I did the 1.61, I took it times 640.93, and I got $1,000. $1,000 headphones over 3 years.
5-1.
What?
We already figured it out.
We already figured out you typed it in.
No, I
Dude.
0.16 divided by 12. Add that to the number 1. Now put it to the 36 power. Now take it times 640.93. Oh, he's talking the decimal, man. Oh, I thought you were talking about this number.
No, I said the decimal
This,
again.
yeah, I thought you were talking about that number.
No,
Like,
I'm
no,
saying
that.
this.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. If you're off by 10 cents or so, I'm not too worried about that. He was talking about the final price. I'm not worried about that one. So that was because you went like 50 decimal places. I went like 4. So no worries, we're good there. So okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not too worried if you're off by like a few pennies on that thing. So $1,000 headphones.
Yeah.
You could have bought a MacBook for that. I'd rather have the MacBook than a pair of headphones.
Headphones must be super special.
Yeah, those better be gold plated. All right. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. This is what you're doing in your homework. Every single item. There's 5 problems you're going to have. I'm going to give you an object. So let's say a refrigerator. I think I picked a couch. I picked some student textbooks. If you're going to buy some textbooks for college and you put it on your credit card because they're too expensive. And then you have, I'll give you an interest rate on every credit card. So every purchase you made is on a different card. And then you have to calculate is how much you're going to spend total on that object. Okay, does that make sense what you're doing? Okay, so you'll have a different credit card for each one. So you have to put tax. Tax will always be 7%. Question?
Okay, so for all the items, like what you do in the beginning, you have to do that in the
Yeah, this part you have to do first. Yep, you have to do that 7% first every single time. The 1.07.
So it's always that one point.
Yep, 1.07. Yep. Yeah, this number will change. These are the numbers that will change. So, yep, okay. Questions? Okay, go ahead. You can go to your Google Classroom. You guys know the drill. I'll leave this up here. I'll just freeze this right to the marker board. Blake, thanks for showing up. Hopefully you can see the notes here on the screen. You can kind of work through that. So, all right, I need to go change the attendance for you. Have you marked absent and you're present? Oh, yep, you're good. Okay, I'll leave that up on the board. I'm going to stop my recording here.